All right. Under a Bobber Fishing. This is Steve from Under a Bobber Fishing, and I'm back at this Westerville pond, which is my favorite pond. And it's in the morning today, so I don't know how that's going to go, but it's the only time I can fish today. So it's about 9:40 in the morning, and hope to fish for a couple hours and see what happens. All right. I actually didn't accidentally not turn my camera on. This has been a brutal morning of fishing. I started with the Gulp Alive minnows, and I got a ton of bites, but they just weren't committing, and that happens. They just weren't being aggressive at all, and you have to have them be a little bit in a sort of an aggressive feeding mood for those minnows to work well. So I swapped those out for some crappie nibbles, and I've been fishing. I've been here about an hour and 15 minutes, and this is the first fish I've caught. Look at this little guy, and it's on a crappie nibble, and my goodness, I decided I wasn't even going to risk pausing, not reeling him in so I could start my camera. Goodness gracious, man, that was rough for that little fish. I still appreciate him, but all right, thank you, buddy. This is Under a Bobber Fishing, and it's been a brutal hour and a half of fishing. I've caught exactly one fish, and the bites that I've had on anything I've thrown out there have been very timid bites, to say the least. I do have my bobber out there currently. I started out with Gulp Alive minnows, and they just weren't being aggressive enough at all for those to work. So I put on the crappie nibbles, and I eventually caught probably the smallest fish I've caught in several days. There were two young guys who asked me how things were going, and that was just before I caught that little fish. I told them I hadn't caught anything, and then they took off, and then I literally caught that little tiny fish on the very next cast after they took off. So a little shout out to those guys. But it's not been good. It's a beautiful day out here, but this is just a reminder that just because it's a beautiful day for you doesn't mean it's a beautiful day for fishing, because they're just not into it. Last night here at this same pond, I was at two ponds yesterday, but in total I caught 42 fish, and the bulk of those were in this pond. And partly it's because we had cloud cover. There was a low pressure system. Oh, there's a giant carp that just swam right under my bobber. Isn't that just nothing? He doesn't care. So today all those clouds have gone. We've got a high pressure system. It's super sunny, and sometimes you can do well with the fishing in that case, but today, nope, not working out. So I'm just going to call it now. This is Under a Bobber Fishing. Until next time, bye.